High-grade Universal Century Jesta Cannon. Hey, what's up again, everybody? It's Robert184, 2Rs2Bs, GundamReviews.net, and the monster of merchandise that is Gundam Unicorn continues here with another variation on the Earth Federation grunt suit, the Jesta, this time taking a cool cannon and putting it over the shoulder. Let's see how it works out. Early 2013 release, 2,000 Japanese yen. Great cover art here from Bandai, and there you can see the price with the name bar in English and Japanese, 96X, to go along with the familiar RGM, and it's 152 in the high-grade Universal Century line from the fittingly named Gundam UC. And don't forget, you can get this kit and so much more great stuff from the good folks at HobbyLink Japan, and there's full links down below. The cannon is going to be a follow-up here to 2011's regular high-grade Universal Century Jesta, and as it's part of the Tri-Stars there, nothing to do with the black ones yet, you can see that on the cover here they're going to be depicting it, all three of the pilots, in their regular Jestas, whereas with this one, we're going to be getting that great cover art with one cannon and two regular Jestas there flying around on base jabbers. It's 1,600 yen for the regular high grade and 4,000 here for the 1/100th master grade that you can see with its light up eye. And just keep in mind that we will be getting a master grade of the Jesta Cannon, you can assume, in the near future. This kind of kit shows off what Bandai does best, taking the best of tradition there, the black Tri-Stars, making them into the Tri-Stars there. And there it is, the old school gym. This is 1/100th form as I go to the grand old book. But if you flip ahead, here's the real type version of the gym. But of more interest is when we move into mobile suit variations here. In 1983, we got a gym cannon. And if you notice, it takes the grunt and puts a cool cannon over his right shoulder. And if you've got a team of three, why not mix it up with a little bit of variety down here? Only 400 yen back in the day. So here it is with the big gun over its right shoulder and a secondary one over the left. And you'll notice that he's got a lot of armor around the forearms, the shoulders primarily, and a big beam rifle here, which is definitely going to set this one apart from the regular Jesta, both front and back. Nice looking artwork here to go along with the story of its development from the regular Jesta. Some quality looking line art here, although the colors look a little bit different from the way it's painted up on the side. A head height of 19.3 meters, so it's going to be up there. Well, it's going to be up there compared to early one-year war suits, but going to be a little bit small by Unicorn standards. But look at the list of weapons down there. We've got the beam cannon, you've got the multi-launcher, the hand grenades, the beam rifle, the grenade launcher, the beam sabers, and the Vulcan pod system for the heads. This guy is stacked and ready to deliver pain. Other side of the box now, where they're going to be talking about action poses. How action-packed is that? Well, I leave that up to you there. But it is going to have great mobility, as we've already seen with the joints for the regular high grade. And anytime you've got those shoulders up there, the cannons on the shoulders, they look like fun. And that beam rifle looks like an absolute monster. So in terms of movement, it looks like they're both going to be able to move up and down, and they're showing off that the waist moves well as well. There's the beam cannon on the right and the multi-launcher over the left there with all four barrels. The beam rifle with the grenade launcher is going to be attached to it there. You can reach into the pocket and pull out the hand grenades. They will be attached together. You're not going to be able to do anything with that. And for the forearms, it's a total change from the regular one, which is going to be New Gundam style. So he would normally have his beam saber in his left forearm here. Here you can swap off the side belts, or the side skirts, so that you can put the beam saber in there. And of course you can just go, and they're going to be throwing in things like the old beam rifle and the regular beam saber there, and the shield so that you can purge some armor and get him ready to go for a lighter form of battle. Love the fact that they're going to be including marking seals here. You've got the Earth Federation, Anaheim Electronics, and Londo Bell, so you can label them up if you want to go Tri-Star style and put on the individual numbers. As over here, they're going to be showing off the team of three. If you take a look at this, they've got two regular Jestas there, and then they've got the one in the back. It's the kind of thing that if you're going to be showing it off generally this small, sometimes that's because they're hiding. However, with the quality we've already seen in the regular Jesta, you know that Bandai's not trying to cover anything up by putting them in the background and covering up the difference. It'll be interesting, though, to see what kind of combinations you can make between the cannon and the Jesta. And something I've got to laugh about here, often on the box package they'll be talking sometimes about the pilot when there's only one individual one, especially a named pilot here. But Watts Stepney, he of the Tri-Stars, who's been, fallen on, stepped on, he's been used as a springboard, everybody has a good laugh at his expense, so I think that it's not a selling point to put his funny-looking face on the side of this box. And when we open up the box here for the Jesta Cannon, you're going to see some dark plates in there as you'd expect to go along with some beam sabers, some gray seals, some very light gray, almost white there to go along with more dark colors, the gray that's going to set apart the actual cannon version, and the manual with that great looking beam rifle there. A through C are just going to be labeled as Jesta here, but looking at that A plate, it's still got all the same charms as building it the first time. You can see in terms of colors, they're going to have that nice navy blue there to go along with the gray, and it should be pointed out that that's going to be different from both of the other plates that you're getting there, so you're getting 3 different shades of light gray there, which is great, but probably the highlight really has to just be the fact that you're going to be getting that clear part there for the visor, which is really going to set apart the Jesta. Here's B1 and B2, which you can see we're just going to be very similar there, and this is going to give you a lot of the parts, including the unique ones there for the over-the-shoulder shield. But it's the C plate where things get really interesting, and even though it's labeled as Jesta here, and you are going to have a C1 and a C2 there, which is going to take up a portion, it's great that you're going to be getting the sets of weapons over here. You can see that you've got the regular Jesta beam rifle over there, and the attachment parts for the shield, which are not going to get used unless you use it in its Jesta configuration. But of a lot more interest is going to be over here, where you can see that they added on all sorts of plastic over there, because the big guns, including the big beam rifle here with the grenade launcher, somewhat disappointing that it's not going to have the grenade launcher separate, but just the fact that it's got that many details on there is just screaming for a little bit of paint apps and maybe some italicization of that. And overall, the cannon over the shoulder, it looks very cool down there with the open up parts. So when you see this, you can really see that we're getting a new and exciting kit out of this one. And that excitement is only going to be amplified with the D plate here, which is going to be the first to actually say Jesta Cannon on it. And you can see that you're going to be getting all sorts of cool stuff there, from the framework that's going to go over the shoulders, cool parts that are going to get added onto the chest, more grenade racks there, and you can see where you can attach in the various weapons. But it's got to be the pluses like these shoulders here, just the fact that they're going to make them so gray like that, and they're going to have the additional part that you can add some stuff onto them, onto the fronts and the backs. It really does set this guy apart and makes him seem like a big step up on just a regular canonized Jim or something like that. The E-plate is also listed as being for the Jesta Cannon there, and you may have seen that you've got these little cool looking, almost hexagons there, and that what those are going to do is they're going to be attached onto those big parts there on the shoulders. Hopefully the attachment point to the back is going to work well. It seems like it's a little bit flimsy. Nonetheless, you'd think Bandai they would have tried it out before attaching it. All the different grenades there, just the fact that they're going to set themselves apart from colors means that whether they're up against a navy blue or that light gray backdrop, they are going to look unique, and you're not going to have to put in too much painting effort to make them look that way. Wrapping up the plastic, it's PC001 High Grade Manipulator 1Es there. Not all of these are going to get used, and you've got some Saber 6s if you want to go with the regular Jesta. The seals are custom for the cannon here, and you can see that you're going to have some gray, some black parts there, and that very familiar Earth Federation little V there, and I'm really a big fan of the fact that we've got gold here for the seals, the scopes, the camera lenses, and that's going to apply to the clear part there for the visor as well. And the bonus here is that the marking seals, even though they're only going to be listed as being for the Jesta, you've still got all the numbers that you're going to need there, including quite a few double O's if you wanted to put those on. Anaheim Electronics, Londo Bell, and they're going to show you on the manual where to apply those all over the body if you want. So if you really want to stress the whole TriStar aspect of it, this is a great way to do it. A very encouraging unbox so far, and it seems that for only 400 yen, you're going to be getting a lot of play value. And as you can see here, I've got 3. Rather than getting 2 regular Jestas, I want to see what can be made of 2 of these, so stick around to see one put together, and of course the team of all 3. And please let me know what you think with a comment down below. Thanks for watching, everybody. See ya. HGUC Zaku Cannon, HGUC Nemo Cannon. It seems like Bandai could just sell cannons that go over your shoulder as an add-on pack, and we could all have a lot of fun.